little bit of SMR, whatever. What is it? SMR? Does that do it? Does it give you the chills? I cannot say it enough. Every single dollar that we spend is a vote for the kind of world that we want to live in. So subscribe, hit the bell, do whatever you've got to do to stay connected. Don't miss a video so we can cast our vote together. Hey guys, my name is Chad. This is my channel, Legacy Goods. I am your custom legacy goods curator of buying things and stuff, helping you build your legacy one purchase at a time. So let me ask you, are you a journaler? Yes or no? Tell me in the comments. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you are a journaler. And if you're not a journaler and you're watching journaling videos or journal videos, what's wrong with you? So for the majority of my life, I have not been a journaler until I got in touch, until I really started to pay attention to the legacy that I was building. And I'm thinking about all these things that I'm buying and what I can pass on and what my kids are gonna remember me for. And it dawned on me that journaling is probably the most impactful way for me to leave a legacy. So I made journaling a practice in my life. Now look, I'm not fooled. I don't think my kids are gonna wanna read my journal, but at least they'll be there if they, get bored someday and find themselves watching journaling videos and not even being journals. They might spend their time reading my journals instead. It's possible. That's why today I'm showing off the Midori Traveler's Notebook. Now this notebook is actually new to me. I haven't used the Midori before. I've used a system very, very similar, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Also, I want to mention right here, if you want to see in depth my journaling philosophy and how I set up my journals, you can go ahead and go to the description. There's a link down there and you can watch that video. Anyway, let's dive into the Traveler's Notebook. So if I understand correctly, the idea of like the expandable journal, and especially in this style of the Traveler's Notebook, is a Japanese concept, and everything on the packaging is written in Japanese, but also in English. And it tells a little bit about the story, where the covers are made, where the paper's made, and how to use your journal. I'm gonna talk about those in just a minute, but let's get into this thing. So this is cool. It's all there's a bit more plastic than I would prefer in a packaging for a journal, and that's completely unnecessary probably, especially with this on the outside. I would love to see this, it just come in this, and even if this was a little beat up and dirty, I wouldn't mind because it was paper. So we have the wraparound elastic right here. This is cool. This is a cool experience. So there's an additional elastic. I'll show you what we do with that in just a moment. Ooh. Nope. Ooh. Nope. This is great. This is cool. I love this little sackcloth thing. Very experiential. My kids will love doing something with this. I don't know. So let's talk just a second about the maker. So the parent company is Midori. And if you search online for Midori notebooks, especially probably if you're watching this video, you've heard of Midori travel notebooks before, but Midori is like the parent company. It's really difficult to kind of follow the trail of companies and brands around this Traveler's Notebook, and they have a lot of other products as well. So I got kind of lost as I was looking around to try to find out what was the actual company. To me, it looks like Midori is the parent company, and then there's Traveler's Notebook, and there's also Traveler's Factory, which I think Traveler's Notebook is a product of Traveler's Factory. Why am I talking about this? This is so boring. I'll tell you why I'm talking about this. Because part of legacy goods is figuring out what kind of impact we want to make on the world, right? And so if I'm going to give them my dollars, it's a vote for something that I want. I'm saying I want more of this in our world. And so that's the beauty of this channel. That's the beauty of what I'm doing here, is I'm doing that research for you and reporting to you because I think it's important for us to be connected to the makers of the things that we bring into our lives and the people who are getting our dollars, right? Okay, perfect. So not a lot of information on Midori as a company. not a ton of information on Travelers. So I would say, as far as transparency for the maker and where the money goes, it's not really, all of that clear. But they do have some information on the website. So the leather cover, the outside leather cover here, is made in Thailand, in a northern town of Thailand. And they have on the website, which I'll link in the description, they have a picture of some of the makers in the factory actually putting them together. They are hand assembled, which is cool. And those come from Thailand. The paper comes from Japan. So this was kind of a bitch to purchase. I'm gonna be honest. There's no way to purchase it on the website that I could find of the Traveler's Notebook website. So I ended up finding a company called Jet Pen. The price point for this baby is about, I think it was about $60, including the two extra, the expandable notebooks, two expandable notebooks. $60, I was great paying $60 for this. So I had to pay shipping on top of the cost of the journal, and it took me almost a week and a half to get it. Now, I get it, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so what can I expect? And yes, I am a child of the Amazon Prime age, so I like my things on my doorstep about 2 hours after I order them. All right, so let's look at some of the details of this thing. It feels really great. It already feels like it. I mean, it's flexible. It's not stiff. It feels great in the hand. You have like this is your little, I don't know what you would call it, a grommet or something that holds your elastic in, and we'll show you how that's set up on the inside. I love this little mid-set elastic to keep this thing shut. As you've seen, a lot of people who have these really used, they're packed full, they've really expanded them, and this is essential. You have these little folders you can get to put in it, all that kind of stuff. So this elastic is very, very important when you're setting or using the Traveler's Notebook, from what I can tell. I'm gonna find out later on. This is cool, this little imprint, the Traveler's Notebook here is really, it's just kind of a cool little stamp in it. Traveler's Notebook, Traveler's Company, Japan, made in Thailand. So that's rad. So let's look at the inside. I went with the blue. They have 4 different colors. There's like a light leather color, a dark leather color, like a maroonish red, I think, and then the blue. So I went with the blue. So this is really cool. This is how the notebook's set up. Really, really simple. If you're only using one notebook, you just basically slide this baby in, and the notebook sits in the center like that with the elastic in the center of this notebook. You're all ready to go. You have a little thread bookmark here. You can throw that in as well. And if you're using it singly, this is your setup. Now, my journaling system, I use 3 different journals simultaneously, and I want all of them with me at all times, which is why I wanted to go with an expanded journal. Let me pause for just 1 second and ask you, are you liking this video? Like, if you're really honest with yourself deep down inside, do you like this video? If so, will you hit a like on it? If not, why are you still watching? I don't know. All right, now the good stuff. This is why I love this journaling system, the expandable journaling system. So check it out. So we have our single notebook in here right now, right? And we have these 2 others. For my case, I want 3 in there because, I explained that in the video that's linked in the description in detail. And you might find that interesting if you're like a super nerd or just really like hearing me talk. But here's the deal. So here's how we expand this system. We basically take the 2 notebooks that we're expanding with, and we find the middle point on each one, okay? Then we take the extra elastic that was provided. I love the color, by the way, the gold. It's so great to go with the blue. Anyway, so you put it around the 2 middles of those notebooks so that you basically have these notebooks bound together through the middle with this elastic. Then we take it and we just slide it underneath the existing notebook to the center, and voila, it's like magic. Now I have an expanded journal, 3 in 1. which is exactly what I need, and you can continue to build and expand as it goes. Right? You can really build this thing out to be custom exactly the way you want it. So the reason that I am experiencing the expandable journal system is because I bought this journal probably 3 or 4 years ago from Ugmonk, and I've absolutely loved it. You can see the wear on it. It's really wearing in. The other thing that I love about this journal is that my kids see me with it. Now, why would I bring that up? Because I think my kids are gonna remember this journal as part of me. Like, there's gonna be memories attached to it. It will remind them of it. And I am writing things that I hope become my legacy. Everything. I mean, just my life, right? And I'm storing it in these, and I'm carrying this with me everywhere we go. We go on a lot of adventures, camping, all that kind of stuff. And I always have this journal with me. I have it set up very similarly with Moleskine notebooks. So they're like the full-size Moleskine, and I have 3 in here set up the exact same way as I just showed you with the Midori. Ugmonk doesn't make this style anymore, which I was really disappointed to find out, because I actually wanted to review this, but it caused me to find the Midori. I like the size here better. I love the outer elastic. There's just so much about this journal that I think I already love, and I can't wait to put it to use. All right, my friends, that is the Midori Traveler's Notebook. Journaling is such an important part of my life now. It's huge because it's cathartic, it's therapeutic, it's fun, it's meditative. It's all those things for me. And I've loved diving into it. I hope you'll enjoy the Midori notebook. I can't wait to put it to practice and have another thing to build my legacy with. Don't forget, if you're interested in my journaling philosophy, you can click the link below and watch that video, nerd out with me, let me know what you think. People get pretty passionate about this kind of stuff, so you can tell me everything that I'm doing wrong. Anyway, so click that link, go check out that video. Also, subscribe, because what we're doing here, what we're building, is something meaningful and important, and we're voting with our dollars, and I want to do that together with you. This matters. This is something that matters to me, and if you've watched this, it probably matters to you. So let's stay connected and hit the notification. I love all of you. Mwah. Mwah. I just had to buy time to let that subscribe button sit there on the screen longer. Bye, everybody.